the men in the Bible did not do things the hard way, and women did things the easy way. In like men needing to go to the mountains or going like to go and seek God out in the places, and then God coming and meeting women where they were at. That's not men taking the hard way. That's men working in their created nature. And that's women working in their created nature. That's why we are different. And that's why when you look at Genesis 3, when we talk about the curse, why there were differences in there. Wait, let me grab my Bible. Okay, so to the woman, it was, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and conception. In pain you shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. For men, it is cursed is the ground for your sake, and toil you shall eat of it all the days of your lives. Both thorn and thistles shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the herb of the field till in the sweat of your face, and shall eat bread till you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, and dust you are, and dust you shall return. So these are two different things, because these are two different created aspects of who God is. Remember, both men and women together reflect who God is. There's no greater than, there's no less than, there's equal in the idea of us reflecting back who God is and his character. However, we are created differently. And you can look at this just from a biological standpoint of how men's brains work mainly on testosterone, and they think in a more single-threaded way. Women, we are based on estrogen, and we work in a more multi-threaded way, which is why our focus is more disparate, and it's kind of just distributed among a bunch of things. Men are kind of focused in on one thing, and they can just stay there, and then if they're switching gears, they are switching gears to another thing. And we don't understand that as women, and men don't understand that's how women are. So that's where we have these communication differences. It is not that men can't wait for God to come to them. It is that they were meant to toil in a different way, like on the ground. Like they were just meant as part of the way that they are supposed to navigate the world, that is just a different part of the component of how they were created. At the same time, when God meets us where we are at, that is the component of us. Now, within those things, there are then going to be the right way and the wrong way to do things. For men, there's the right way and the wrong way to do things. When men go to the mountain and go out and they seek God, and they seek God alone, because they are more solo individual creatures. They are meant to do that. They don't move in the same kind of tribe that women do. Women move more in a tribe. And God meets us where we are at. It's not, neither is better or worse, or the hard way or the easy way, because quite frankly, men are probably going to have a harder time sitting still and waiting for God to come to them than women will, and women are going to have a harder time going out and toiling and trying to seek God in that way, because it just doesn't it doesn't feel right. I'd rather go seek my friends and talk to them about it, as opposed to and you don't see that with the same kind of tribal aspect of men. We don't understand that as women because we don't function like that. Men don't understand that about women because they don't function like that. Which is why when we go back here and we embrace the idea that we are different created natures, then it becomes complementary, because I can learn a lot from somebody who thinks differently than me. And men can learn a lot from women who think differently than them. It doesn't mean either is right or wrong. It just means when people do things differently, you can glean from what they're doing and go, wow, I'm really great that works for you. You can take that same principle in a different way. And so there's not a hard and there's not an easy. There's not a because sometimes it's really hard to sit and wait on the Lord in the middle of everything that you're doing. That's equally as hard as going out and sitting and waiting for the Lord in the wilderness. Both are difficult. It's just embracing the fact that that's how you were created is part of the blessing and how we walk that out. And instead of competing with the idea that one is right and one is wrong. And this is Tuna, and she agrees. Right, Tuna? Yes, I agree. She agrees because she's a girl.